when it comes to God, we have to be intentional, because everything around us can move us to start worshiping other gods. That's what he's saying here. The Hittite gods can start getting the best of you because you're not intentional. There's no drive, no sacrifice to go do anything. So eventually, because you're just going through the motion, next thing you know, you're into your zone doing football, basketball. Next thing you know, you're into your zone working long hours. Next thing you know, you're into your zone, and you just got to watch these shows when you come home and the kids are running everywhere. Next thing you know, there's no intentionality in the family. There's no focus in the family. Everybody just trying to keep things going. You got chores, you got this. Everybody's running everywhere. There's no intention to say, we're going to sacrifice this time and have devotions together. We're going to sacrifice our time from all of this stuff. We may not be in all these teams. We may not be in all these television shows. We may not be able to do all these different things. We're going to be intentional in how we function as a husband and wife and give ourselves time to slow down and interact with each other and to build a great marriage and to build good communication. I'm going to be intentional as a single mom. Instead of fathers that may not be around, but I could be the father in this home in the way I function, just like Timothy's mom and grandmother was. I'll be intentional. That's a sacrifice. I may not be able to date this person, date that person. It's a sacrifice, but it's intentional. And that's the service that God is saying. That is a call to action that pleases him. That's why he says, and I love the way he puts it in the Hebrew structure. He puts this in a perfect tense. In a perfect tense meaning it's a completed action that I'm so sold out to, I am only going to be committed to keep going in that same direction because I'm never planning to ever change that direction ever. That's what he's literally saying. That's why it becomes a lifestyle of serving God. Whether it's in my home, whether it's on the job, whether it's in the church, whether it's just about taking care of my parents, whether it's about just looking through the whole family structure and keeping things focused, no matter who may say what. The call to action says, because there's so much distraction in our world, I'm going to be intentional about what God wants me to do when he calls me to action in my talents, in my gifts, in my spirituality, when he calls me to action as a father, as a mother, as a husband, as a wife, as a single mom. When he calls me to action, I'm going to be intentional about finding out what does that mean and go about making that the only purpose, since everything else is so distracting in a place that got so much available to it that I can become so distracted like the people of Israel became and turned away from God. And that's why he says, this is a choice to make because the distractions are so high. It's a choice to make. The distractions are just way too high. Way too high.